Hi agents. So what's the topic of today? Well, showing homes. Some courtesy tips and also some tips for you if you're the listing agent. So I'm going to suggest a good standard of practice is when showing homes, if you are running late, to call showing time and have them let the seller know, or at a minimum, let the listing agent know so they can find the seller and let them know. In addition to that, also, if you need to change your time drastically from running a few minutes late, then definitely reschedule. Don't just show up 30 minutes, 45 minutes late. I'm going to also say it is a good practice that if you make a showing appointment late in the evening or really early in the morning or really at any time, and you're not going to make it to the showing appointment, your client cancels, especially in the front end and the back end of the showing appointment, be courteous enough to call so that they can at least come home. They might not like the fact you canceled, but that is much better than not showing up at all. What are some of the other tips I'd like to suggest? A big one that we deal with all the time, I know on our side, is lights being left on. Please ensure that you leave the property how you found it. And if you've seen an agent come in or leave and they have sporadic lights on, odds are those lights weren't on when they started, so turn the lights off. On vacant homes, especially, turn all the lights off. It's always good to tell your client to help you as you go through a room that, you want to be courteous and make sure all the lights are turned off. If they don't mind helping you when they leave a room, to go ahead and turn the light off, especially if they split up in different directions and you can't catch them all. The next one is to ensure all exterior doors are locked. Now, I always tell my clients when they enter a home that they need to go out one door and one door only so that I can make sure that that door is relocked, because we know that our clients do not always remember to do that. And it's my duty as an agent to try and make sure that that house is secure. So it helps when I tell them, let's only exit one door and we need to make sure that that door is locked. Once you tell them that on a few houses, they get trained pretty well to know how we're going to leave that house and assist you in doing that. Now, here's a big one and also a tip for listing agents. Oftentimes we have sellers that come and go from the garage to the house door and they do not lock that door. We as agents, being diligent and making sure all doors are locked, lock that door. And it wasn't locked when we were there, or a client opened it and we didn't know if it was locked or not, so we lock it. Then we get the phone call that they've been locked out of their house. So this is a very prominent one we see happen a lot. So there's a couple of things I'm going to make suggestions on here. One is tell your seller to always have their keys on them or an extra key somewhere in the garage in case that happens. In addition to that, as listing agents, I'm going to tell you it's really good to put notes on your doors to remind everyone going through how you need the house to be. Like all lights turned off is a really good note to go on back of the front door. It helps remind everyone that the lights weren't supposed to be on. If there are, get them turned off. Just like on that all-important garage door, it's good to put a note on that door that says, do not lock this door. Then the seller doesn't have to worry about the agent not knowing and doing their diligence and locking it. No one intentionally wanted to lock them out of the house. Notes help everyone, so that's just a good suggestion if you're a listing agent to help facilitate the agents that are showing. I call them idiot notes as a coined term, but it's really not. It's just directing people on how you need them to handle the house. That's my tips on showing. If we're courteous on both sides to each other, then our client has a fabulous experience with people coming and going from their house. I'm Missy Stakers, broker owner of M. Stakers Realty Partners and team leader of the Missy Stakers team. And if we can ever help you or answer any questions, please feel free to give me a call.